It wouldn't go live. All right. Ah. Hey everybody, this is Roy Richardson, the Tech Troublemaker. I am so excited. We had some technical difficulties. Wow, don't you love that? Let's just go ahead and let things blow up right there at the beginning and get started. Tonight, we're going to talk about some of my favorite tech topics. Like, for example, the iPod. Can you imagine the iPod is 20 years old? Well, let's get to the news. We're going to find out. This is going to be awesome. And I have my friend Victor coming on tonight as our guest. So I'm pretty excited to have a guest on tonight. Thank you so much. Let's do a shout out to Victor. Say hi.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, we got a little bit of a lag, but hopefully magic will happen and everything will be great. Be sure you follow. Don't follow the YouTube screen. Be sure you follow the eCam screen. It causes a delay. You'll see, it's crazy. All right, hey Steve, Worthy's out there. Thank you out there for visiting. Let's get started. First of all, we're gonna get started with the news. So here goes. And Victor, you put your comments out there. Let me know. But here we go. All right, so here we go. Sunday Tech Social episode 5. All right, all the tech news we have time to make fun of. So let's get started. The Apple iPod turns 20 this year. Can you believe that? This thing has been around 20 years. And while it's not old enough to drink yet, it is old enough to be really annoying as a playlist at your wedding. I'm just saying.
I actually thought it was older.
I know it does. It feels like the iPod's been around since like forever. I remember Steve Jobs announcing the iPod and saying it holds 2,000 songs. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. So literally it was like a little miniature laptop hard drive, 2.inch hard drive trapped inside this case and had an interface. And Napster was still a thing. And Steve Jobs said, you know what? I'm going to figure out a way to make music where people pay for it. And just thank Apple for making them do it. I mean, of course, that's how Apple works. Everything Apple makes, their goal is to make you thankful that they made it, even if you never needed it. So, but that's how technology works.
Well, we got to admit, though, it was an upgrade to the Walkman. I'm just saying.
It was definitely an upgrade to the Walkman. It was most definitely an upgrade to the Walkman. So, all right. Next up, speaking of which, hang on. Let's back up one. All right. Google Meet gets a mute button. So, Google, it's trying to be like Zoom with training wheels, this week has finally released Google Meet that allows you to mute your guests and also turn off their camera. Before this, it was complete meeting chaos because anybody could talk, anybody could have video, and the host had zero control whatsoever over their meetings. So, yeah, if you've ever been in a meeting, they're already chaos, and so this just kind of added to that.
And it took them how many years? Because, I mean, come on. Being able to mute people, that's a necessity from day one.
Yeah, I agree. Yep. Let's go out to the boards here. Let's see what everybody says. We got some comments here. Let's see. All right. First up, hey, Marcus, how you doing, sir? He's saying, hi, Victor. And, hey, yep. We were having technical difficulties. I'm very sorry about that. Sarah out there, I'm going to try not to show you my clutter while I'm broadcasting, Sarah. I don't want to cause any cringiness here.
Sarah already knows about my clutter. We don't have to get into that.
Yeah, you were just saying, Victor's like, did you try turning it off and turning it back on again? Yes. So what I actually did is I turned off eCam, and then I turned off my wireless, and then I turned it all back on again. And then Sarah, giving a shout out to you, sir. Marcus. Here we go. Yep, let's do this. Steve Worthy out there. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for coming by. I apologize to you this morning. He was going live. I was at church, and it wasn't a convenient time to be on, so I'm going to go back and rewatch when I get an opportunity. Yes, as Marcus said, the iPod is old enough to drink in the UK and in Europe, and everywhere you want to go that's in Europe. Basically everywhere but in the United States it's old enough to drink. You still have,
one more year.
Yeah,
one more year.
Steve says he still has the original iPod Classic. Wow. My Apple Shuffle was the first one. That is really cool. I never had one. And then Sarah says, yeah, the Discman would constantly skip. Yeah, I hated the Sony Discman. It was terrible. You had to have your CDs By the way, those are compact discs. This is how music was delivered before MP3s. For those that are watching the replay and have no idea what this stuff is, so it's this little silver
don't get me
platter.
started.
Yeah, little silver
don't
platter.
Get me started.
Hey, Spook Audio's there. Hey, Spook Audio.
I had a car with an 8-track player. I'm just saying.
I'm not going to admit to what I've had. Yes, I had an 8. So my first stereo was from JCPenney and had a cassette player, an 8-track tape player, and a record player. And my 8-track tape was Waylon Jennings' Greatest Hits. Oh, and The Devil Went Down to Georgia by Charles Daniels Band. So
that's an amazing song.
It was. But except it would skip right in the middle of Devil Went Down to Georgia, so it had the song in there twice because of that. But you just had to have that sort of stuff. So anyway, we're gonna go back to our news. All right, and next up, Apple releases a new cleaning cloth and wants you to pay $19 for this cloth. It says can clean all their devices because they'd like you to stop using the magic eraser on your iPhone. Just saying, it scratches the screen. Don't clean your iPhone with a magic eraser. Just don't.
I'm pretty sure this is like $1 or $2.
Yeah. You can go to Dollar General or Dollar Tree, which no longer sells things for $1 here in the States. Now it's $1.25 or $1.50 because supply chain says you can't sell it for $1 anymore.
Just make sure it's microfiber.
You need it to be a microfiber. That's what theirs is. It looks like a mouse pad that just didn't make the cut. So I'm just saying. But who doesn't need an Apple mouse pad? Does anyone remember DAT or mini disc? I do remember DATs and mini disc. I do. I thought they were really cool. I never bought one, but I thought Sony's mini disc were really cool. So anyway, next, Americans pay too much for internet. So in America, on average, we pay $68.38 that's US average per month. And the rest of the world, it's cheaper. Just gonna say it's cheaper everywhere else. We pay too much because, monopoly? I don't know. Oligarchy? I don't know. Yeah, but anyway, we just pay too much. It's not cool. Sarah says she would probably buy that clean cloth. Unfortunately, it's already sold out. It's sold out in hours. Can you imagine paying Apple $19 for a cloth that you can probably buy somewhere else?
And it's sold out. Wow.
And Marcus, I'm jealous of you because your internet probably costs a lot less than mine does. I'm paying, it's not cheaper here. Well, it depends on the speed. I have 1 gig internet for about $85 US. I don't know what that translates to.
I'm paying more than you, and I don't even have a gig.
Oh, well.
I think I'm at about 130, 140, and I got. Oh, wait a minute! I just got an email like 2 days ago. Be excited! We just upped your internet. Of course, it's download, not upload. I don't care about download. So I just went from 200 to 300.
Whoa! Without even having to beg and plead, it's amazing. So
it's amazing.
Next up, Squid Game and Netflix. So speaking of expensive internet, Squid Game is so popular on Netflix, especially in South Korea, that internet service providers in South Korea are wanting Netflix to pay them money because their bandwidth utilization went up dramatically because everybody was watching Squid Game. And by the way, for those of you watching the replay, this is my only reference to Squid Game. I'm sorry if that's the only reason you clicked on the link to watch this video. That's my only reference to Squid Game. I will watch it. I will. I promise. It's just a little violent. And I'm just not into that much violence. So we'll see. But anyway.
Okay, now I have to watch it.
Yeah.
It's
pretty bad. First, you should go out and watch the Saturday Night Live parody of it first. And then go watch it. So it's actually pretty funny. You got to give them credit for that. And then
will do.
So 150 Australian dollars for 1 gig down and 40 megabits up. Let's see. I
was about to say you gotta translate that. Yeah.
How much is that in US? Let's see. Make sure I don't have any browsers I don't want to show. We'll just do. Well, let's go. All right, fine. Let's go find out. Brand new. All right. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to share it right now because I've got it fixated on PowerPoint. So hey, that's life. Scenes in Ecamm. I did this on purpose to keep me from messing up. So, all right. Anyway, next up, Facebook is renaming itself. So I know this sounds like a joke, but I'm serious. Facebook, first of all, because their name has become so toxic, is going to basically do like Google did and spin off a parent company. So Google spun off a parent company called Alphabet, and so now Google belongs to Alphabet. Facebook is going to do similar because their focus is going to be on the metaverse. And now you may ask, what the heck is metaverse? Well, it's this concept, and look, this is an example of the metaverse here as Facebook does it, where you become a 3D avatar and you have meetings and you can interact with your environment in 3D and have meetings. Facebook, if you really want to do me some good, just do away with meetings. I do not wish to go to meetings anymore. Just make them not be a thing. Or better yet, if there has to be a meeting, let my avatar go and just give me some feedback on what happened in the meeting, because I don't want to be there. I'm just saying. But I got to thinking about it, and I have some suggestions for what they should name Facebook. So here we go. My first suggestion is the Oasis. I mean, come on. It's essentially Ready Player One. It would be really cool if I can dress up like a Transformer as an avatar and go to that meeting. And then if I get mad at what people are saying, Optimus Prime smashes a table. I'm saying that would be a perfect meeting. Nobody gets hurt, and I get my aggression out about meetings. I hate meetings. Meetings are a complete waste of time. I'm listening to a book about how to fly a horse. It's a book on creativity, a really good book. And one of the things that's said in there is that people that are using Microsoft Outlook spend an average of 9 hours per week in meetings. And meetings are all about talking and not about getting things done. I just want to get things done. I'm just saying, I want to get things done. I don't need a meeting. Victor, what do you think about that? You think the Oasis would be a good name for it?
I think it'll be a good name for it. I like it. It's got a ring to it.
Okay, I've got more suggestions though. Second runner-up, Second Life. Second Life's still out there, believe it or not. You can actually have avatars and do Second Life. I actually signed up for Second Life back when dial-up was a thing. It's been around a long time. I really didn't think... I think Facebook should just buy Second Life and say, here it is, here's our metaverse. And just save all the programmers.
I was about to say, they might have to buy them. They might have to buy them to do that. I
don't think it'll cost much. There's still like, supposedly 600,000 people still use it every month. I'm amazed. My next suggestion, The Sims Work-Life Balance Edition. I think this would be great. I mean, it's essentially The Sims and your avatar in The Sims, and you go to the meetings. Then I can go to the shopping mall, and I can go everything, because this is what's going to happen. It's all about 3D avatars being able to go shopping. You'll be able to go to a 3D Amazon, pick out what you want to order. Your avatar does it. You make your purchase in this world, purchase it, and it gets shipped to you to the real world. And it's going to be this merge of things that are real and things that are virtual. It is the next generation of the way things are going to go, but I really don't want Facebook to own the future. I'm just saying. What do you think of The Sims? I think Sims Work-Life Balance Edition.
Not only is it a great idea, they'll have to buy The Sims if they don't already own it, because they probably own it anyways. Who knows? But they'll integrate Facebook into the game, so it's a win-win.
There you go. Yeah, I think you actually can connect The Sims up and do some sharing to Facebook. So, and then I have one more suggestion. MySpace Reborn Napster Edition. Justin Timberlake owns MySpace, by the way. He bought it like 3 or 4 years ago thinking he could revamp it and do something with it, because it has some name recognition, supposedly. So anyway, but I'm like, it's out there.
I was surprised, though. I was surprised because someone mentioned it, and I had flashbacks, because don't tell nobody. I have MySpace. I still have my MySpace account. It's still active. I went in there, it was all music.
I can still get into my MySpace account. I just literally went there to see if I still could. I could, and then I left because I haven't had any reason to go back. So,
same thing.
Yeah,
exact same thing.
Okay, just for you, Victor, for being a network guy, I decided to do some network jokes for you. What is Tom Hanks' wireless password? It's 1FOREST1. I guess you had to be there. Next, what do you call a group of network engineers? An outage. It's the only reason you'd have a group of engineers together is because there's an outage. Jokes don't work if you have to explain them, but there you go.
True.
I would tell you a UDP joke, but you probably wouldn't get it.
I wouldn't.
You have to know that UDP is connectionless, and
Yeah.
it doesn't care if it gets where it's going. So yeah, I think I have one more. I tell you a TCP joke. I guarantee you'll get it, but it might take a few tries.
Yeah.
Yeah, because TCP just keeps trying until it's successful. All right. Anyway, if you like this sort of stuff, please subscribe, comment, hit that like button. That's it. So anyway, yeah. All right. Let's go to the boards. Let's see what everybody's saying. Let's see. Okay, we got an answer. That would be $111 US. So yeah, that is kind of pricey.
Wow. But the speed though, come on, she's getting a gig down at 40,
but only 40 up.
That's good for even the U.S. Come on.
That is.
I mean, I'm paying more than that. I'm paying more than that in the Chicagoland area, and I only because they gave me an extra 100. I'm only getting 300 down and 10 up.
You know, I'm in this weird place. Geographically, places that have more than one internet service provider are very rare. Now, granted, big cities are different. I am in a rural area, and we actually have 3 internet providers. And because of that, there's real competition. Most people are doomed because they have zero competition, and they have to pay whatever the service provider wants to charge them if they want internet. And so I want very much for the government to do, the FCC to do some regulation on internet providers to make sure people in rural areas have a fair chance to have internet, because you cannot do anything in the world these days without internet. The fact that you have to go online to make an appointment to get a vaccine or doctor's appointment, and people elderly don't have internet, people that have to have Chromebooks or laptops for school, and they go home and they don't have internet. So you have people parking in the parking lot of the school to have Wi-Fi in order to do their homework. It shouldn't be this way. I know that it's, first world problems, but still.
All the mandatory video conferencing and stuff. I mean, not just corporations. I mean, just for you to talk to your family half the time now, it's either Zoom or something else. And it's horrible if you don't have decent upload.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. Let's see. Marcus, 10 gigs up and down. I am very jealous. Marcus, what does that cost in Swiss? Was that Swiss francs? I'm trying to remember the currency in Switzerland. You'll have to correct me, Marcus, if I got it wrong. I probably did.
Yeah, Marcus, we're going to have to talk offline, because now I'm curious about your hardware and your cabling, because how could you handle 10 gigs up and down?
It's a beautiful thing.
That network of yours got to be amazing, man.
It is, yeah. Well, have you seen his live streams? You got to go. The last episode, Marcus let me be on his show. I don't know why he deemed me worthy, but I really appreciate it. We had a great time. So you get a chance to go visit Marcus's channel. Go visit Marcus's channel. Watch his video. Like and subscribe to Marcus. He does a great job interviewing. He's got to be a little pickier about guests. He let me on his show. I don't know what he was thinking, but I had a great time. Really enjoyed it. Steve says he loved the Irish jokes. I was
gonna say, did Sammy Superstar cancel on him? So he just
no. Sammy he's got an episode with Sammy. He has
an
episode with Sammy.
God, even Sammy.
Yeah. See. Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah. So we got lots of laughs there. Sarah says, Marcus, hey, there we go. This is how I convinced Caleb to move to Switzerland. Yes, 10 gig internet is definitely. I would like to live in Switzerland to have 10 gig internet. And become an expat. So, Inspirational Connection TV. Hello, Roy. Hey, thanks so much for coming by. Yeah. She says, hey to Marcus and everyone. So it's a bundle, so I don't know the price. Yeah, but 10 gig. I mean, come on. You're getting TV and everything. That's pretty cool. I don't know what all you get in your bundle, but it's really cool.
Who needs TV when you got 10 gigs of internet?
You can stream everything, except everything costs things these days. So it's really crazy. So, hey, Inspiration TV says, hey, Steve. Yep. Hey, Roy, you were a fantastic guest. You're just being nice, Marcus. I'm just saying. So everybody has to go watch it, though. It only had 43 views. So it makes it look like it's me. that why people aren't watching it. So I need everybody here. If you haven't seen Marcus's last live stream, you have to go watch it because we got to get the numbers up. Somebody has like, one of his videos has like 70 plus. I want to beat that video. Of course, it's Paul and doing the improv thing. Yeah, Paul's way funnier than I am. You know, his sense of humor is dry also, though. Which Paul has a great video involving a cat and a toupee. You have to go see his video. But anyway, yeah, my wife says she wants to move to Switzerland too now, so I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to get there. Anyway, if I can just get, move to like another division of my company or figure out what it is I want to be when I grow up. One of those two. I'm still working on that. So, Victor, what do you think? So let's let Victor introduce himself here, guys. And I've got his site here listed. His site, by the way, is basicnaz.com. So basic networking and streaming.com. Well, basic networking and streaming is what it stands for, short for. And you see right there his little logo, Basic Networks and Streaming. You got to go visit his site. He's been doing some really cool stuff with networking, and we've been having some conversations, and I'm learning more and more how much I don't remember about networking through talking to him. So that's good. We were talking about wiring up a house, and he informed me I was misinformed on some standards on wiring cables, which he was right. I had to go look it up because I'm not from Missouri, but I am a show me kind of guy, so I have to go look up everything. I have to have, my wife will tell you that I look up everything. So Victor, tell us about yourself and tell us about your website and your streaming channel.
All right. Well, I am in IT, so I figured if I'm going to do a YouTube channel, I'm going to stick to what I kind of know because there's a lot in IT. And I've been noticing that a lot of people need more of a foundation, more of a basic understanding. Not so much just buy all the cameras, buy all the computers, and ask later, why is this not working? So my channel is all about starting with networking, getting into the streaming part with the gear and all the other stuff, but having a little bit of an understanding of what's upload. Most people don't even know what an upload is. Why is it important? Because you're streaming out. Wi-Fi. Oh, I'm in my backyard. Why is my Wi-Fi not working? Because your router's in the front of the house. Things like that. So just trying to keep it simple, trying to keep it basic. Software, do you need it? Not all the time, that kind of thing. And I'm going to try to make them nice and short. You could go to the website, has a link to the Facebook page, has a link to the YouTube channel, throw some information here and there. But yeah, just trying to get more information out there for a lot of people that don't have that like entry level knowledge of, networking and stuff like that. And you don't have to be a genius. You just got to understand how network plays in on your video conferencing, and it doesn't have to be a channel or YouTube, just your meetings in Zoom. Why are you having horrible meetings in Zoom? What to look for?
The company standard? No, I'm kidding. Anyway. Actually, though, I'll tell you why we have meetings in Zoom, because when you have a situation where you have like people that are really high up the food chain, so to speak, and the web conferencing software is too complicated. They literally want it to the point where it can push a button and everything works. That was why Zoom. So I'm not getting paid to promote Zoom, but when Zoom came out, it kicked everybody's butt.
Zoom's a trigger word for me because everyone started using Zoom without even telling the IT department. Yeah. And then when they're like, why doesn't Zoom work? My first question was, what's Zoom?
Yeah. Well, I thought it was an audio company because I have like Zoom gear. I have like a Zoom mixing board and Zoom other equipment. So I'm like, what's Zoom? So anyway, yeah. Sorry. There we go. Yes. Anyway. Sarah says Marcus. That would mean that you don't have to fly on a plane. I guess you were planning on flying to Australia. We still want the trip to Australia though. I don't know if that's a prize on your streaming channel, but I definitely want to go to Australia. It's on my bucket list of places I want to go. So yeah.
As much as I would love to have a coffee with my coffee buddy, I'm scared of spiders. Just saying, Sarah. Just saying.
They do have a lot of things that will kill you in Australia, but we have a lot of things that will kill you here. But here, it's humans and they have weapons. So yeah, in Australia, a lot less of that, thankfully. So, yeah, we live in a crazy country. So, I mean, I love it here, but
you got to remember, I'm I'm in the Chicago. I was born and raised in Chicago. What would we call it? The murder capital of the world?
Yeah, you and Washington, your town in Washington D.C. have been competing for quite some time. So
Yeah.
anyway, yes, you would be stuck here though, Sarah. If you came here and did a declutter tour, um, Discovery Networks would find you and make you host a TV show, and you would be cleaning people's houses, and you would be the yes. So yeah, there you go. Yeah. So hey, when the metaverse comes from Facebook, you guys will be able to be in the same room together, only virtually. Your avatars will be literally sitting across from each other or even beside each other. So yeah.
Is this their way of just promoting their Oculus or whatever the thing is called? Because don't they own that virtual reality
They
gear
do. They
stuff?
bought Oculus, and yeah, like for $19 billion, and I think they have to do this to figure out some way to pay for it. Not that Facebook has any problem paying for it. I think when they had the big outage, they lost like $600 million in a day. 600 million? That can't be right. That just sounds the same. Maybe it's like 60 million. That's got to be the number. I know I saw an article about it. So, but yeah, yeah. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg is fixated on the metaverse. He's fixated on virtual reality, and Facebook wants to come out. Also, Facebook's working on a currency, and many governments called Libre, and many governments are pushing back against it. Mark Zuckerberg is trying to push their own cryptocurrency. So I kind of see these two things going together. I was curious to know, Second Life being still around, I was curious to know what the currency ran, because they like all these things you can buy for your avatar. And so they had like some clothes, and it was like 11, whatever the currency was. And that wound up being like 35 cents US dollars. So I don't know that I would want to go back to Second Life. My computer was too slow. My modem was too slow to run it then. So I was just literally... Yeah, I've also done other tech. I've always been into the 3D technology and stuff like that. My son has an Oculus Go. One of my episodes on my other show that I do, we actually demoed the Oculus Go, which by the way is getting some software release for it, and they're going to open source the software for the Oculus Go, so it doesn't turn into a brick. You can actually do more stuff with it. So the guy that wrote the Oculus software wrote Doom for id Software. So any gamers out there. That's where I came from. Yeah, Marcus remembers all the hype in Second Life. Actually, Marcus is an OG from Second Life. You don't know this, but he's got a castle with a moat he's built, and like every room is full of treasures. It's really amazing. I'm sure it's all worth us going out to Second Life just to go see Marcus's cool crib out there on Second Life. Is that right, Marcus?
I think I spent 5 minutes on Second Life. I was in there just because people kept talking about it, and I'm like, oh, I don't get it. I'd rather play Zelda. I could ride a horse and fish.
There you go. Yeah. Zelda's the way to go. So yeah, there you go. But it's gonna supposedly be announced this week what their new name is, and I still think the Oasis is what they should name it. That's just the problem is I found out there's already a website with the name Oasis, so. But they'll have to buy them out. It's a dating site, so I'm like, oh, no thanks.
Oh.
But then again, Facebook has a dating feature built into Facebook that they tried out. Maybe they'll buy. Maybe the Oasis is secretly already theirs, and they're using that as their dating service. I have no idea. So
you probably just hit the nail right there.
Yeah.
They already own it. They just haven't announced it yet until like next week or whatever, like you said. So let's see.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It'll be announced next week. I don't know when next week. But yes, so yeah, how many out there have Second Life accounts? How many out there play Sims? We'll just kind of see, and how many out there are fans of Ready Player One? I haven't read the book. I apologize to those fans of books. I'm a fan of books too. I just saw the movie before I read the book, so I never got around to reading the book. But I heard the book is fantastic, and I was a little sad because Ready Player One didn't have any of the Star Wars references that are in the book. That would have been cool. But literally they couldn't get permission to use the Star Wars stuff. And they couldn't use Indiana Jones stuff either. Which is funny because Steven Spielberg directed Ready Player One. And he couldn't get permission to use his stuff he actually created. So, is that insane or what? Yeah. I'm with Marcus. Ready Player One's great. I have watched it like 4 times. And I love it every time I watch it. I really think it's a good movie. I thought the movie was good. yeah, I'm with you, sir. I think Ready Player One is such a good movie. So, anyway, how's everybody doing tonight? How's everybody doing? I know I need to see Free Guy. I haven't seen Free Guy yet. I'm waiting on it to come on one of the 14 streaming services that I'm already paying money for. I'm sure it's coming out on one of them. I don't know which one. Probably HBO Max or something. But yeah, I don't go see movies anymore in the theater because eventually it shows up on one of the 10,000 streaming services I'm already paying for. And I can pay for a month of the streaming service for a lot less than buying one ticket for myself. And definitely cheaper than if I bought for the whole family. Marcus, I don't listen to the audiobook.
Yeah.
Marcus, I will get the audiobook. I will promise you now that I will get the audiobook and I will. It's on Disney Plus here. Oh, that's very cool. So Free Guy is on Disney Plus in Australia. Is that true, Sarah? Is that what you're saying?
I have free Disney. Well, not free Disney, but I have Disney Plus. I might take a look, see if we have it.
Free Disney. I don't know. There's nothing. The word free and Disney do not go together.
Free never goes together. People think things are free. No. You subscribe to Comcast and do a triple play, and you'll get HBO for free. Yeah, it's the gimmick to get the triple play.
Nothing is free. It's like, free lunch. No, I always joke that free costs too much. I mean, think about it when you get a free kitten. Well, then you got to get the shots, you got to get the food, you got to go take it, get it fixed. It's not free. It costs too much. So, then we in and out trying to connect the HomePod Mini to the Apple TV. Good luck with that. Yeah, it's just the the HomePod Mini. That just came out, didn't it? We may have to do like a review of that. VPN, yeah. So I just need an Australian VPN provider so I can watch Disney Plus in Australia, so I can watch Free Guy for free. Yes, free is always expensive. As Spoke Audio says, free just costs too much. So
it does. It does. I used to do free like computer repair to like people that we work with, and next thing you know, my phone just keeps blowing up every so often. Like, I got this problem. And I'm like, yeah, Google it. I'm busy. I mean, there's only so much you can do.
I don't know if the website's still out there. I hate when people ask me a question they could Google. I think there's a website out there. Let me Google that for you. I think that's what it is. Let me Google that for you.
Every day, man. Every single day. They're like, can you tell me how this works? I'm like, hold on, let me Google it real quick.
Oh, and
then I just give them the link.
Yeah, that's me. I'm like, somebody says, I can't figure out how to do this. Okay, here it is. This is how you do it. Wait, where did you find that? It's called Google. It's really amazing. You should try it. Were you out there using Bing or something? You can't get information out of Bing. Bing is bad. No. Bing was named after Bing Chandler off of Friends. I'm telling you. I can't prove it, but that's my theory. When he can't give you the right answer, he at least tries to give you something funny. Which, if Bing did that, maybe it might make it more interesting. So,
Google is not just the IT guy's friend; it's everybody's friend. Just Google.
True. Now, if you're paranoid about your privacy, DuckDuckGo is the way to go, but it only gets 80% of the results that Google does. So I want that extra 20%. I've got to have it all, and I'm willing to sell my digital soul for it. So, and like as I've told many people before, I've actually already sold my digital soul to Google about a long time ago. I don't want to tell how long ago it was. About the same time the iPod came out, I sold my digital soul to Google. So, yeah. Anyway. Oh, let's see. I had another topic. Nope, I covered all my topics. What am I going to do? That's it. Oh, anyway. So that's the news for tonight. Yeah, people who don't use a password manager. Oh, remember we had to go to the library and find information? I do remember that. I remember having to get encyclopedias, and then my teacher said I couldn't use encyclopedias as sources, and then I had to go find like real books and use the card catalog, and we went from Dewey Decimal System to the Library of Congress system. And I don't want to tell people this, but in the 7th grade, I was a library aide, so I would go push all the AV equipment to the classrooms before classes started. I was that guy that pushed the projector to class. That was me. And then TVs.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know they went to a different system. I don't even remember the last time I was at a library. I'm just saying.
Hey, Sammy Superstar, thanks for coming by. You missed all the funny stuff. I mean, really. But we still have time for something funny to happen. It could happen. It really could. So
Sammy can still laugh at my big head on the camera.
we try not to make fun of people. It's okay to make fun of technology. I try not to make fun of people. Because then they make fun of me. And I wilt under direct sunlight. I have really thin skin. Anyway, I get offended very easily. No, I'm kidding. If you work in IT, that's not true. You cannot. You work in IT, you do not get offended easily because I can't get email, so the internet must be down. Yes, that's exact. I totally makes sense. The guy beside you is getting email and is surfing the web. Your email's down, so the entire internet must be down for everybody. I am certain that's what's going on right now. Let me go fix that for you. So,
gotta love those.
IT's fun. IT is fun. I wish
they made a whole show. They made a whole show out of it. The IT crowd, amazing.
Oh, that show was amazing.
Yeah,
see,
amazing
I'm Roy
show
from the IT crowd. Though that's a funny story. At work, I was using a picture of Roy as my avatar in our email system. And then I had to travel and go to an office I hadn't been to, and I had to meet with somebody about a project. And I said, hey, I'm Roy. You're not Roy. I've seen Roy's picture, and you're not Roy. So then I had to explain the IT crowd to him. Okay, well, I mean, it was a Roy. I just wasn't the Roy. I'm a Roy. Just kind of like, my handle on Twitter used to be A Roy Richardson because someday I hope to be the Roy Richardson. Again, Twitter takes away the vowels. Makes me sad. So, by the way, if you like this kind of stuff, I'm gonna throw a subscribe button right over on top of Victor there if I ever get this to work. Wow. It's always great when the Stream Deck says, I'm not playing anymore. This was fun, but I'm not going to play anymore. You make fun of yourself before anyone gets a chance. Exactly. This is a defense mechanism. If I make fun of myself before anybody gets a chance, plus my jokes are better than theirs, they couldn't possibly put me down better than I can. I'm just saying. So, here we go. No, it's going to do crazy. All right, here we go. I love when Ecamm says, hey, there you go. So that's my subscribe button. If you like this sort of stuff, if you think this is good stuff, please like and subscribe this channel, ring the bell, and life will be great for all of us. And then, we want to be social. So here I go find my social button here. This is really neat. This is a problem I've had a few times where I'll play an overlay and it'll shrink down so small that I can't possibly make it big enough for anybody to see it. Stop playing there. There we go. There's my social avatar. Let's do it again. It's just going to be Tech Trouble night. I'm just having, anyway. You can find me out there on Twitter and on Facebook as Tech Trouble MKR. Again, because Twitter would not let me buy the rest of the vowels. I now have an Instagram for Tech Troublemaker, but I get to use all the vowels there. And I'm thinking about telling Facebook that they can have the vowels as well. And I'll just be, not close friends with Twitter anymore. So, but if you ever want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me on Twitter or Facebook. I had somebody reach out to me this week on Twitter. On Facebook. That was kind of cool. So, yeah. Anyway, Victor, what else you got to say tonight?
Have a good weekend. It's over.
All right.
Have a good week.
Yes. We've reached the part where we have nothing else to say. Be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have a comment, please feel free to leave a comment. There you go. That button's working. Leave a comment. Ask a question. I will get back to you. I promise. I will reply back to your comments or your questions. So feel free. And Victor, thank you so much for being on the show tonight. I really appreciate it, sir. I let you do final shout outs to everybody there. And just thank you for coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for inviting me. And thank everyone that we know for coming by and keeping us company.
We have the best friends.
We do.
We are all in a mastermind together. A lot of the folks that you've seen tonight are in a mastermind with us. And they have been so supportive. And you've got to go out and see Sarah, Small Changes. Her channel tells you how to minimize in your house. She's got an episode how to minimize with a baby. I'm scared to watch that, though, because you put him in a little crib. I mean, is it like a miniature crib? I'm just trying to figure out how you minimize a baby. The rest of the stuff makes sense to me, but I don't know how you minimize a baby. They just keep growing. I don't know how you stop that. So, yeah. And then Marcus, I'll tell you about his channel. He invited me to be on his last episode. Please go out and watch that. Marcus is awesome as well. Sammy Superstar. I love his interviews. He gets to interview some really amazing people. Not that the people we're interviewing aren't amazing, but like famous people, Insta-famous, like, you know, big-time YouTubers. I don't know how he does that. He's just got friends in low places, I guess. So, yeah, good times there. Yeah, okay. I just trying to figure out how do you minimize a baby, because they keep growing. I just literally thought maybe you build smaller crib and maybe like a little cage or something. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out like a little box, because those cribs are big.
I thought that was.
They take up a lot of space.
I thought that was the trick. I thought that was the trick to stop them from growing, because, you know, like, what's it, like trees or something like that? If you don't have enough space to grow, they just stay the same size or something like that, I believe.
It's kind of like the things to do with bonsai trees. But then I think about the people that in countries where they bond their feet to try to make sure their feet don't grow. There's strange things. I have traveled the world some, but not enough to understand everything everybody does. But it's a great world. So anyway, thank you. As always, when I run out of nice things to say, it's time to stop. So I'm going to stop and quit while we're ahead. Victor, again, thank you so much for being on the show. It was definitely a pleasure. I really enjoyed having you on here. And everybody have a wonderful Sunday night. Have a great week. If you are a fan of tech news taken a little more seriously, on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I have the One Off Technology Podcast live. It is the YouTube version of the show. There's also an audio podcast for the One Off Technology Podcast, where I sometimes add bonus features to that to make up for the fact that they didn't have to see my ugly face to watch it. So anything I can do to help those people out. All right, thanks, Victor. Have a great night. Everybody that came by, thank you so much. And if you're watching a replay, thank you. Thank you for coming by. All right, everybody have a great night, and bye. 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 See ya. Yeah. Loud exit music. There we go.